What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the After Effect Podcast. I am your host, LeBron Stephen, but you call me LBZ, L Boogie, Big Brian, LB, Bronny. Welcome to episode 41. We have a very special guest, Cordale Scott. Is on the show today. Cleveland native, was a top end recruit in 2008, coming out of Glenville High School, had an illustrious career there in football and track. Attended the University of Illinois, which was a controversial decision in 2008 when he chose Illinois over Ohio State coming out of Glenville. Can't wait to talk to him about that. From there, he spent 2 years in Champaign, Illinois, before transferring to the University of Toledo, where he finished his career playing wide receiver and tight end. Is a educator and coach now in the Cleveland area, doing amazing things in the community. So I just sent him the link and excited for him to jump on. And once he jumps on, we will go in.
Going on, bro?
What's good, bro? Happy Saturday, man.
Same to you, brother. How you?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. I appreciate you carving out the time, man. I know you got a lot going on.
Oh no, I'm good, bro. Never too busy for family. You
You
know
know
how
it.
that goes.
Oh yeah, you know it. You know it. So yeah, bro. I called this After Effect podcast. I started it about 7 months ago, because I feel like there's power in our stories, and I always felt like we've been in a 20 plus year relationship with sports, and when it's all over and we have to transition out, I feel like we all have an after effect or after a shock of that experience. I feel like that has been minimized for years. So this is a free and safe space for us to kind of talk about some current events, give our opinions on our childhood and high school pro career, but more importantly, that transition out, figuring out what you're passionate about outside of your respective sport, whether that be football, basketball, track, wrestling, whatever you do. So this is a free and safe space for us to kind of just, give truths about our careers.
For sure, bro. And I appreciate the platform. I appreciate you creating this platform for us, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see where it goes, man.
Yeah, me
And
too.
bro, we definitely be in conversation in private, bro. On IG, man. Definitely still following what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
Rooting for anything that you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
definitely excited for this opportunity.
Man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, man. I think that for most of my life, I always was a real quiet guy. Never really talked a lot unless I kind of knew you. So I think it surprises a lot of people that I started the podcast, and I've kind of come out my shell a bit. I think so. I think it surprises people. People are always surprised when they see it. So I appreciate any support, man. Seriously.
Dope.
Yeah, man. So before I dive into your childhood, I love just talking current events because I've always felt like we are more than athletes. So let me just get your opinion on a couple current events. I know today is Wild Card Saturday. We got football all weekend. Who do you have winning the Super Bowl this year and why?
Oh man, I can't really say who I have winning the Super Bowl. I ain't gonna fake to you, Brian. I really ain't tapped in, man.
Yeah,
Like you feel me? Like I ain't really been able to tap into the NFL ball like
yeah.
that.
Cause you're so
Just
busy.
because, man, we just really dealing with the youth, man, back home with
Yeah,
the football, bro, the Ken Elite football, and that's really our football, man. You know what I'm saying? We really kids are professional athletes. You know how we
mm-hmm.
doing that as finest. So I don't even want to fake with you, man. I just know I'm excited that the Browns are in the playoff.
Right. Same
I'm
here.
a,
Same
I,
here.
I, I'm gonna go grill tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Hope
Right.
for the best.
Jump on the
I don't
grid.
like the I don't like the COVID situation.
Right.
You know, I like to see my guy J. Rome Elliott out there.
Yeah.
You
He's
know what I'm
still
saying?
he's still.
Balling.
Yep.
The homies at the Saints, Justin and Marshawn,
Mm-hmm.
Frank, and just guys that we play with, man.
Right.
I just enjoy seeing guys that we grew up with playing out there, man, doing the dream, living for us. So, I really ain't tapped in, man.
Hey,
What about you? What about you, bro? Who you got?
I feel the same way. I mean, so what I see is the Chiefs, probably the Chiefs and the Bucks, or the Chiefs and the Saints. I think the Chiefs and the Saints, that would be cool, obviously, because we got Frank Clark on the Chiefs, and you got Justin and Marshawn on the Saints. But obviously, like you said, I'm just super happy after 19 years since 2002 that the Browns made the playoffs. So I'm definitely rooting for them. We Cleveland guys. So that's kind of what I foresee. But we'll see. I hope that the Browns can at least get to the AFC Championship and maybe play the Chiefs. I don't think we got enough firepower for the Chiefs, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Yeah, man. So I try to stay away from politics and things like that on this platform, man. But I really just wanted to get your opinion on this, because this has never happened since we've been here, and we're both in our 30s, I believe. What's your opinion on what happened this week in Washington, D.C. at our Capitol, where it was breached by, I don't call them protesters, I call them terrorists, were breached by terrorists, but essentially they were let in. They were basically let in, because 45 is mad that that he doesn't get another term, and he has to leave in less than 2 weeks. Obviously, we had to deal with the pandemic last year. We're still dealing with that, but since we've been here on this earth, we've never seen anything like this. So and especially as Black men, it's a thing to kind of take in or interpret, right? So I just kind of, what's your take on all that from everything that happened this week?
Like I said, bro, we really don't get into politics, but just paying attention to it, man, it shows that us and the generation we in, that everything we have to really second guess. You feel me? We really have to do our research. We really have to go get some knowledge. We really have to educate ourselves and empower ourselves. So, we understand the injustice, the unequal, prejudice towards white and Black. We in that. We know that. It's been shown for 400 years. Like, now, what are we going to do to protect ourselves, to put ourselves in position?
Right.
If it's in our own communities, making sure we government up, you know what I'm saying? Banked up, policed up, you know what I'm saying? Just really putting our own control on our own situations, because we can do that. We see that is out of control. So this is a great situation for people of color to control some chaos within your own community and get together like the mob and create. Create what we Coach Gann shows us a lot, bro. Like, that's political, dealing with education, man. You know what I'm saying? To be able to get in different realms and help your people. That's what it show you. So, because we don't have any control, man. We don't have any protection. Like, now is at this point, what we're gonna do? It's not like, and I'm not talking about protection violently. I'm talking about knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Position, influence, impact.
Was there? Let me ask you this before I go to the next question. Did you feel any? Maybe like a small amount of pressure, with you being an educator and you having kids as well, when things like this happen, you making sure that you verbalize to them like the correct kind of verbiage to where they understand it, so they kind of understand the world and they understand what's going on, but still kind of giving them a free mind to interpret it however they may want to.
I think I give them a free mind to interpret the way they want to, because right now this is, like you say, bro, this is our first time having conversations like this as men right now, and trying to figure it out ourselves. So, the more we figure out, the more I know, the more I'll probably try to get some insight and input. But, I just explain to my kids the world they live in, and just also the powers they have to create anything they want. If you have the proper knowledge and the proper, connections and things like that. And you just give it to them black and white, man. So I try to be open with my kids and not controlling. Free mind. We millenniums, man. Free mind people.
Definitely. I that approach, and that's what's different about us. Kind of like from our parents. I feel I can only vouch for me and how I was raised, but I feel like our parents were a little more controlling and you got to do this. You don't have a choice. You got to believe this. You got to act like this. You got to do this. And like you said, we're millennials, so we can allow them to kind of have more of a free brain for a free mind, but try to guide them in the right direction and try to get, like you said, give them some insight, give them some influence on what it really is, but allow them to have minds of their own and be free thinkers, if that makes sense.
For sure. I agree.
Yeah. Last current event, man. Obviously, since we've been on this earth, we've never had to physically walk through a coronavirus pandemic. The world has never ever shut down. We've never had to wear masks. We're literally in month 10, almost at a full calendar year of walking through this. How have you had to pivot physically, emotionally, spiritually, being a father, being an educator, being a coach, all those different things, and like you said earlier, it being new for us. How have you had to pivot, and how have you grown during this time?
I think 2020 was a big self-reflecting year, like a
Mm-hmm.
self-aligning year, like
Mm-hmm.
just getting things in order. It made you be still.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just even if you're not a busy person, you always in a robotic cycle
Mm-hmm.
of doing the same thing continuous every 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
And it really I feel like it made everybody universal have to sit down and evaluate
Mm-hmm.
themselves first. And who am I at that point? You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
If things was to change, what does that look like for me?
Right, right, right.
And for me, it was for me to get physically, more healthier,
Mm-hmm.
mentally, you know what I'm saying, and really just evaluate things throughout our life. Bro, like we played
Yeah,
football since we was 9.
man.
You never really had a
Forever.
time to sit down. You know what
Right,
I'm
right.
saying?
And take it in.
Forever. So for me, yeah, for me it was like almost like a epiphany, like a lot of things you going through your life, you replaying like, oh man, this decision.
Yeah,
Why did
yeah,
I do this? Why did I
yeah.
what am I thinking? What am I feeling?
Mm-hmm.
How
Mm-hmm.
do I really feel at this moment? Because I gotta identify with that because I have nothing else to do.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
for me it was real
Yeah,
self-empowering
yeah.
in all aspects. Everything
Mm-hmm.
you talk about, learning
Mm-hmm.
how to meditate,
Mm-hmm.
learning how to become a grown man. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Know how to
Yeah,
talk a little
yeah, yeah.
better,
Communicate.
doing research.
Mm-hmm.
Just bettering yourself, bro. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
communicate, bro. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can attest to all that. I had I had started on my like meditation journey, obviously before the coronavirus pandemic, but man, I think meditating is so powerful, especially like I don't know what you maybe went through during your childhood growing up, but I'm sure you grew up in the inner city. Um, I didn't realize that a lot of our experiences when you grow up in the city, like I didn't realize that they weren't normal until I went to college and I started meeting people from different walks of life, and they was telling me different things, and then I kind of got embarrassed to really tell any of my real stories, because I had never really talked about them and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
a couple years ago, I started realizing that some of those experiences really started to resurface because I never dealt with, never talked about them, I never unpacked them. So had to start meditating, had to start coming up with a daily plan to try to attempt to become my best superior self, right? Because I think that us being from Cleveland, man, we got the hard stuff. We got all the hard stuff to being a fighter and being never quit, never settle, like, fall down 7 times, get up 8. We got all that stuff, man. But I think if we can get the
Mhm.
spiritual piece of it, it's our job to get that spiritual piece to really push the generation forward, push the culture forward. So I can attest to that. I talk that language.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For
Yeah,
sure. I think
yeah,
it's going around right now. A lot of people. I mean, you trying to get conscious. We trying to do something. We
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
figure it out.
Right.
I don't like to put labels on things because it's just a positive energy that's going around right now
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
with certain people. I would say I like to say our tribe, man,
Yeah,
of what we connected with. Not where we come from, not even just from inner city. Of people trying to be better, like you say,
yeah,
being a higher self
yeah,
type
yeah,
of person. So yeah,
yeah.
man, I definitely appreciate COVID, man.
Right,
it,
right. It opens some things up.
not
Open some things
yeah,
up.
it definitely opened some things up, bro. And it showed us it's our time to create what
Mm-hmm,
we gonna do as the 30-year-old
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
generation to be the middle. We the middle,
Exactly.
like you say, J.
That
Cole, middle
middleman. That
child.
middleman. Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah, yeah,
middleman.
yeah.
Like what we about to do to create the bridge from the youth and the generation above us. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
absolutely. Totally agree, man. So let's dive into your childhood, man. I know, Cleveland. We're both Cleveland kids. What was the culture like for you from your viewpoint growing up in the '90s? Did you have any mentors or influences that kind of put that brighter in your back? I can only speak for me. I went to Grace Mount Elementary. It's off of Lee Road, and Desmond Howard went there, and he came in 1996 or seven. Once the Green Bay Packers had won the Super Bowl, I think he won the Super Bowl MVP. I was 8 years old, And, you know, he came back to my elementary and talked to us. It wasn't for a long time, 20 to 25 minutes, but I remember just feeling so inspired. And I remember that day I told myself, like, I may not make it to the NFL, but I'm going to at least play in it. I'm at least playing the Big Ten. I'm going to at least, you know, do the best that I can. So did you have any influences like that growing up in the 90s?
Yeah, I went to I grew up in the Glenville neighborhood my whole life,
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm,
I went to Empire Computech, and when I think about that as elementary, just as you're telling your story, I was blessed enough to have a community of good people around me and
mm-hmm,
see me transition all the way through, almost to high school. Like
mm-hmm.
my gym coach was Coach Hope all the way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
From
yeah.
elementary to high school. You know
what,
what I'm
what
saying?
what middle school did you go to?
I went to Collinwood, so I
Okay,
was at
okay,
Collinwood for 1 year though. You know what I'm
okay,
saying? But I went to Empire. That
okay.
was all the way from K through 7.
Oh, okay,
So I
I
went to
got you. I got you.
Collinwood.
Okay.
Went to Collinwood, met Willie Lowe at
Yeah,
Collinwood. You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of I've been blessed, man. I had a lot of different mentors at different transitions in my life, bro.
Mm-hmm,
Um, some. As you get older, you like some was good.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Then some you could take lessons from on
Yeah,
what their meaning was in your life, on
yeah,
what was their purpose. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I was blessed, bro. I had coaches, I had teachers, man. I was a knucklehead. I had
Mm-hmm,
teachers that would pull me to a side
mm-hmm,
and help
mm-hmm,
me and
mm-hmm,
put me in different male programs and things like that. So that's even why I do what I do now
mm-hmm.
in the school systems, because a lot of my school systems helped me. I was in after school care, having to do
Yeah,
extra reading because my reading wasn't up to par. So
yeah, yeah.
you
All
have
those
people
things.
really that wrap their hand around you. You talk
Mm-hmm.
about coming from the Glenville community. You have
Yeah,
people like Miss Bell. Like
yeah,
Miss
yeah. Miss
Bell was
Bell.
a gym teacher at Empire
Yeah,
when we young kids. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's
Miss
just
Miss Miss Bell always had a great energy. I always love her energy.
yeah. So when you talk about mentors, man, and I had that. I had an uncle. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I had an uncle that was very had influence in my life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's who I seen first. He went to East High. They stayed on 117, bro, in the little
Yeah,
keyhole. He went to
yeah.
East High though. He didn't go to
Okay,
Glenville.
okay.
But I remember coming to the crib and smelling that grass,
Yeah, you know that.
smelling the grass
Yeah,
off the cleats. I'm like,
yeah,
man, I'm about to play.
yeah, yeah.
So I end up at 9 years old, bro, walking myself down to the field.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Raiders was in the field at the time.
Uh-huh.
Coach Cimarron, which is a great mentor to a lot of youth organizations and youth kids that come through that neighborhood.
Yeah,
Um, and from there, bro, I really been able to I've been in that field since
yeah,
I was able
yeah.
to walk out of that field. I remember walking through that field my last years from going to high school to
Mm-hmm,
college
mm-hmm.
and just understanding I've been in this community that has protected me. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? No
yeah.
matter what misfortunes I might have, what less fortunes I have,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
we all have the stories of fathers trying to figure it out and do the best he can do, but not really
mm-hmm,
there. You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Single mom,
mm-hmm.
you know. So really just having a community of people, man. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I think I'm the way I am and understand it takes a team, it takes a community. It don't
It really
take
does. Yeah,
one ideology, man. It
yeah.
takes a lot of universal things to build a destiny, bro. Like,
Exactly.
and everybody is their own destiny. So you trying to reach that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just appreciative, man. When you ask a question like that, it makes me have to think. So I appreciate that question, bro.
Yeah, 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 definitely, man. It's funny when you talked about your uncle and that. I feel like I always had a yearning from a young age to just look up to somebody, and I looked up to my uncle for a while. You know, my mom's brother, and he subsequently actually ended up like going to jail. I think maybe like the same year, '97. He ended up doing 12, and he was into some things that I didn't know about. And so I felt myself, like you say, yearning for an influence or a mentor, seeing somebody do it from where you're from. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think adults kind of lose that. They don't understand what that does to kids. They don't understand what that
Mm-hmm.
does. So the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you and so many of you all have played at the Division I level, some play in the NFL as well. But y'all to go back and to be coaches, man, like that's so monumental for the youth now, because they're literally being able to touch you all every day
Mm-hmm.
and get something from you all, absorb something from you all every day. That's so big, because for
Mm-hmm.
me, I only had 20 minutes with Desmond Howard. He literally talked to us for 20 minutes, but ever since then, I like it just put something in me, and I was focused on my grades. I was focused on sports. I knew I was going to excel. I didn't care what I had to go through, what I had to do, but I knew I was going to. It really put a battery in my back, and it was only like a 20-minute increment of time. So that's so powerful, man. That, like you say, it's a tribe, and it's funny, man. I went to Whitney Young in middle school, but when I transferred to Glenville, like Coach Holt remembered me, Miss Bell remembered me. So when I transferred there, man, I just really felt like kind of at home, if you will, because they remembered me being in the Cleveland public schools and sports and middle school and things like that. So that was a dope experience, man. And I know I'll segue to my next question. I know we met in 2006. I think you were in the 10th grade. I was 11. Uh, was that for you when that kind of light switch turned on? And because I know right after that you pretty much became the only 11th grade captain on the team. You became a top recruit. Those things all culminated into one. Like you kind of had to figure that out like all at once. Everything just came at you. I felt like it was a lot of pressure on you because, like I said, you was the only 11th grade captain my senior year. So was that like a time for you when it really started to all make sense, or did you feel like you just were continuing to learn and continuing just to grow and continuing to receive as much information as you could from, Coach Ginn and Coach Tone and all those guys?
I would say, bro, coming in like as a freshman, I had trials and tribulations of understanding the purpose of being at Glenville football, right? And I had Coach Ginn, who really had to wrap his hands around me in my 9th grade year, where sometimes, man, I was dressing varsity and wouldn't go to the game.
Yeah.
You feel me? And he had to really tell me, like, bro, this is the plan for you.
Yeah.
So, like, when I got to, after I sat down and settled in after my freshman year and really bought into everything Coach Ginn was telling me about what the future was on any things like being in the magazine, having the ability to go to Ohio State or any school you want to go to in the country, I settled in my sophomore year and knew I had guys above me. I seen coming into the 8th grade, seeing Ted leave and being the man and understanding where I fall at in there. You know what I'm saying? Raymond Smalls in there, it's daytime. I'm next. And then playing with y'all guys, you, Cal, Jamel Hines, Bruce Davis, Otis, the older guys. And it was like I got thorough dudes around me. I'm protected. I can be back here, beat me. Be the young dude, and y'all got me. You know what I'm saying? That y'all always made it feel like that. You know what I'm saying? It was never like, dude, you like, okay, this the young boy. Like, let's help him. Let's get him right for the next year. And it did so much for me and others behind me that we continue to keep the program going on. And guys don't really understand that. Even if you got guys that don't come in for 4 years, man, you got guys like yourself and Bruce and Jamel that bought in.
Oh, ASAP.
ASAP, and there was no stopping it. You really changed the professionalism. Y'all guys changed the professionalism on how it's supposed to be, how you're supposed to come up and show up for work, put the work in, top guys being in front, top guys busting their butt. So you guys also like kept it going too and held the standard. So it wasn't really hard for me, man. It was enjoyable, bro.
Okay.
No pressure. I didn't feel no pressure at Glenville, bro. It was kind of some for everybody, some of the best memories of football. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Just because of the brotherhood and the things we did going into
I know.
Hotels, bro.
I was just
rallies at the Ville,
Yeah. I was just walking down memory lane this past Thursday, like a throwback Thursday, but I was just looking at some pictures that St. Ignatius playoff game and the mentor battles and all that. It's funny, man, and I try to always be honest and transparent. When I first got to Glenville, I felt kind of like not accepted, if that makes sense, right? Because like you said, I hadn't been there for 4 years. A lot of guys, like a lot of people remember me from middle school, but a lot of people didn't know that I grew up in Cleveland public schools. They thought that I transferred from Warrensville, so a lot of guys thought that I was from Warrensville and all those kind of things, and that doesn't matter. We're grown now, but I felt unaccepted, and it wasn't that I felt like I had to prove something, but I always just kind of, like you say, wanted to put my stamp on it and just be a leader, man. And it's funny. I remember when Ginn bringing me into the office, man, I was heartbroken. I remember the whole preseason, I was wearing 99. I was supposed to be DN and tight end 99 and kind of carry on that legacy, and I was excited about it. And like literally like a week before the season, Ginn brought me in the office, and he knew I had some experience playing center. Ginn played center, so he was like, just don't trust the center we have right now. I know you want to play tight end, but you're gonna have to wear the 5-5, obviously, because you can't wear the 9-9 and play center for us. And I remember being heartbroken in my mind, but I just was like, I was always a selfish person. The team was always before me. It didn't matter. So I said yes, obviously, and we ended up going to have a good season. When he say that because 2 years later he asked Jonathan Newsom to do the same thing, and I had Newsom on a couple of episodes ago, and he was telling me how him seeing me do that as a youngin, I think he was only in the 10th grade, him seeing me do that effortlessly and be a team first guy, when Ginn asked him to do it, it was easy for him to do it because he had that to pull from. He had my experience to pull from. So I thought that was just so powerful, man. Just being a thorough guy, and like you say, just buying in, not wanting to do your own thing, just being coachable, doing what the coaches actually do, understanding that the team is first, and putting yourself last, and all those things. While it didn't feel like much in those moments, right? Like as you get older and you grow, you see like it really meant a lot, and it really catapulted, those next generations, those next classes, and all those things. Yeah.
For sure, bro. And it's a blessing to have a platform like this and get us to be able to have dialogue across technology, but also get the world to hear these stories, you know what I'm saying, and how certain things change people's lives. So, have conversation earlier.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like give somebody their flowers a little bit earlier, what you do for me, how you make me feel, how you help me.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just if anything, people let's have these conversations more and often, not just about football and reminiscing. Let's do more. Let's create more.
Exactly.
Let's create more experiences to live in it and continue that, because we know we can do it. We felt it.
Exactly.
When you get that with some people, you continue to create that. You continue to build upon that. So
Exactly.
yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm happy.
Yeah, that's powerful, man. So talk about, man, just essentially becoming a top 15 recruit, a top 200 recruit in the state. I mean, in the country. 2007, 2008, Cleveland Plain Dealer Player of the Year. Just all those different things, man. When all those accolades came, did you see yourself in that light? Did you know that this was going to happen for you, or did you just kind of take it in stride and try to just obviously, again, preach humble. It's not about you. so staying humble and making sure you're not feeling yourself too much. What was that experience like?
I mean, I guess like you like you say, man, it was just a privilege, bro. It was a privilege for me, man. Like I say, man, my mom and dad went to Glenville. They wasn't like superstars or nothing.
Yeah.
My people knew who I was in the community, bro. So it was like for me putting on.
Yeah.
I'm the product of the community, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So like, so much love, bro. You know what I'm saying? To do that, man, I just had to tap into a different type of mindset, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? It was days I would separate myself. You know how I am. A lot of people know.
Yeah.
Like I would almost have to isolate myself to put me in a different type of mindset, because you had so much things going on at home. You had so much things going on with that, who they expect you to be. So, early on, my junior year, you like you say, it was easy, but my senior year, it was different. Because coming back to expectation. To carry this team, I tried to do too much the first game type deal.
Okay. Was it like an overwhelming feeling kind of, or?
Not overwhelming, just over anxious, man. Just trying to not stand true to the foundation that nobody's above the team. Just play your role, and things happen. So you had to get back into that. But man, just the development part of it, bro. Man, I remember days, really having to buy into track, like really having to buy to be a track guy, and buying into that and competing, and it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? It took me to places mentally. In a zone that you never think you can go to, man. And competing with some of those guys at a high level, like I say, man, competing with Kyle Jefferson, probably, man, every day of my career.
You
feel
whole
me?
high school career.
that made me who I am. You know what I'm saying? Just that's who I was chasing. And I knew I had something in me that was a little different too. So it made me really tap into who I wanted to become and just work. And I remember going to track meets, bro. We had track meet Saturday, Sunday. I'm out at the field again, and Tom saying, "Hey man, stop running routes, stop going out there working. We need your legs fresh for the track meet." I'm like, man, I gotta I
Yeah.
gotta
I
get
got
ready
it.
for the season.
Yeah, I
Like,
gotta get it in.
so yeah. So
Yeah.
you know, it just getting to the process of that being a big star recruit and all like that, bro. It was an honor, privilege, but it was humbling. Like I don't think I knew who I was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Still developing
I
as
don't
a
think.
person, as a man, as
Yeah,
a
yeah,
young
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I knew the ability of, like, even when you talk about being a big star recruit and choosing different schools. You know what I'm saying? Choosing Illinois over Ohio State. Um, Now I understand the impact of me going to Ohio State just business wise, what it would have did for
Right. Right.
me. And what I
Right.
do now, connections. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And understanding, like we say, we come from the inner city, so you going away from school is very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. That
You know what I'm saying?
shock. It's a
It's
culture.
a it's a culture shock. It's a finance. I went to college, bro. Like no knock against anything, bro. When I was going to college, the day I was going to college, my mom was going through a divorce. You feel me, bro?
Yeah.
So we moving out
Mine
the
too.
crib,
Mine too.
and I'm going to, you feel me?
Yep.
And I'm going to Illinois same day. So I'm getting dropped off with a cubby. I ain't got
Yep.
no sheets, bro.
Yeah.
Things like that. So
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
looking out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm able to get an opportunity to get somebody to help me get some sheets, things like that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
bro, it was different, and I didn't know that. I went to Illinois. I was in like an academic boot camp. You feel me? The first 3 weeks, I didn't train with the team. I didn't do anything because coming from Glenville, high GPA but low ACT.
Wow. Wow.
You get what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm in an
Yeah.
academic boot camp to get to the remedial classes in Illinois because it's a more prestige school.
Yeah.
Things I
Yeah.
just don't know
Yeah. Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
process of getting recruited. Things my parents don't
Yeah.
know. We just going through the process, and I think we was.
Okay.
And as I look back, we were still so young in the process. Gann was still so hot in the process. He ain't have time to get his hands on all the kids. I'm like that. You look at it, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, you're supposed to understand a little bit. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
But I didn't. I didn't comprehend the recruiting process to a whole. It was like, oh, who like me?
Right. Right.
Illinois recruit me heavy. O State thinking I'm just coming. I'm going with who dealing with me. You feel
Yeah.
me? So
Yeah. Yeah. It's so many nuances to
even
the
that, man.
recruiting
And that's
process.
why I do what I do not. So you could teach. It's so
Yeah.
many, bro.
Yeah.
And you try to teach the kids and the parents now, like it's really a relationship game, man. You got to go through the filters. People run a game on you. People, it's a predatorial game. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to be protected up when you putting your kids through this process, because everybody see the talent. Everybody see the talent in this young kid that doesn't know nothing but just how to play a kid game.
Right.
But it's adult opportunity coming at them.
Exactly. And what's more powerful than anything is knowing the questions to ask.
Yeah.
Knowing what questions to ask during the recruiting process. I can, because I can speak to it a little bit. When I got my letter of intent to Iowa, there was a black defensive line coach. He was the main reason why I went there. He showed me what I would be doing. It made sense. And literally, like a week after I signed my letter of intent, he got a job with the Arizona Cardinals and left. So by the time I get to Iowa City, it's a new defensive line coach that I never met during my recruiting process. So those are the questions that you have to ask during your recruiting process. Okay, do any of you coaches plan on leaving? Have you had interviews for other, at other universities? Because then you'll be able to know. You take your notes and you'll be able to know, like, okay, damn, I like Illinois, I like Iowa, but this coach might be leaving. This coach might be leaving. He said, he gave me his word that he stands. So maybe I should look at them harder. It's certain questions that you have to ask, and like you said, Gann had his hands on so many different kids. He couldn't delve super deep into every individual kid's recruiting because he had so much on his plate.
It
So
was too hot at the time. We was
yeah,
going. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It just had to be an understanding of certain pieces in the program. That's why you talk about creating a system where people in the system understand the
right,
parts of what we're doing. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So you educating the kid as he go,
exactly.
and that's where we at today, man. That's why we trying to create what we trying to create at the crib.
Yeah,
We're creating a system for the youth in all aspects, not just like we talk about it, getting kids in acting. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We're gonna do that.
yeah, yeah,
Getting kids on podcasts, we're gonna do all that.
yeah, yeah,
Really just making sure we position these kids to know.
exactly.
What you getting into, what it's gonna take, what's the ins and outs of it, what's the business parts of it, and And you see, we just was that generation to figure it out. Now they got the transfer portal, bro.
Man,
So
yeah,
kids are protected. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They about to
yeah.
start paying kids.
Yep.
So you
It's
know,
changing. It's
you
changing.
yeah. And
Yeah.
you just look at it as you get older, like, okay, that was our story.
Yeah.
That was our sacrifice for
Yeah.
the next generation. And
Yeah.
we, as long as we are figuring out how to break that cycle so guys don't continue to get like that and
Exactly.
get in
Exactly.
situations like that where, hey, all right, you might go to school, but get your degree
Yeah.
and get a good
Yeah. Yeah. Don't just
degree. If you're gonna
don't
be an
yeah.
engineer, man, make sure they figure
Exactly. Yeah. Get a good
make sure
one.
they
Don't
figure
just
out how
get
to
a
make you be
degree.
an engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, bro. I
So
learned that.
you
Oh,
know,
go ahead. Go ahead. No. I was
go
gonna
ahead, bro. No,
say.
I'm good, good.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, bro. Like, man, whoever listening, whoever watching, that's so important. Like, don't just go get a degree because I think how we grew up, and again, I can only vouch for myself. What I used to always hear my parents and all my OGs, get a degree. Whatever you do, get your degree, you'll be able to get a job. But then it's like nowadays, a lot of people have degrees. Like, so you don't just get a degree, like get a good degree because when you get that interview or you put out your resume, like you gotta stand out on your resume for you to even garner that interview, right? You can't don't just get a degree in like recreations, rec management, or I mean, and it's nothing wrong with a degree in rec management,
And
but
nothing wrong
like
with that. But if you, yeah,
a lot of times when you have a degree like that, you usually may have to get like a master's or like some other kind of certification to even have a chance to even get in the room, to even get that interview or in something like that. So yeah, like whatever
I
you're
guess
interested in, like
I
yeah,
guess
go for it.
that's a great point, bro. Because when we even talk, I guess this even take it to another conversation, man. When you talk about us going to Division I schools, coming from a CMSD
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
school district, bro.
mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like it did not prepare this district. I'm talking about from K to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
12.
K
It
to
did
12.
not prepare us to be secondary successfully. Like
Right,
it didn't prepare us to go to college and be successful. And
right.
you know how it is with football. It forces you to be academically successful.
Mm-hmm,
It
mm-hmm,
forces you to tap into good study habits. It
mm-hmm.
forces you to be like, oh, I'm very smart.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
don't know how smart I am because I can't get challenged in school. They're not putting curriculums together
yeah,
to challenge our mindsets, to put us in position to be ready for the next level.
yeah,
So education ain't even seeming like it's a real. It's like we conquering it. Feel
yeah,
like we
yeah.
don't really know.
Like you just getting through it. It's that.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
am I really smart? Okay, they say I'm smart. You even get people that was honor students that go to college and struggle. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That was me.
That
That
come
was
from the
me.
yeah,
I was an honor student from third grade, and I went to college and had hard times. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
So you talk.
it wasn't like I was never on academic probation or anything like that. But I didn't perform like I had performed from third to 12th. I didn't perform like I was used to performing. It was
Mm-hmm,
a weird time for me because I was used to performing and absorbing information
mm-hmm,
fairly well and fairly fast. And college it was different. And I think a lot had to do with my experience in college too. So that messed with my mind as far as racism, as far as like
mm-hmm.
being looked at as something that I wasn't because I was black. Like
Yeah.
that messed with me too because I had never dealt with anything like that. Like you said, we was in the inner city, so we were kind of in like a safe haven. So going
Mm-hmm,
from the inner city of Cleveland to a PWI white institution, you did as well. You get these different narratives just because you from Cleveland and you may wear a
mm-hmm,
hat and you may
mm-hmm,
listen to Jadakiss or but
mm-hmm.
I'm still a good dude, but
Yeah.
just those narratives are playing that for me mentally for a while and it went over to my academics. I still did fairly well, but not as good as I have been doing. So
Yeah, I definitely agree, bro. We was prepared to extent, but we really wasn't prepared academically to be successful. But
mm-hmm.
it's amazing, man, when you look at people. Not just I look at also our females that come through Glenville,
Yeah, they
man, and they're
doing amazing
successful.
things.
They lawyers, bro. You know,
Yes,
Cortez,
yes.
Cheryl, like it's a lot of
Raina, yeah, yeah.
Raina, it's a lot
I
of
still keep in touch with
Shade,
all of them. Yeah,
all them.
yeah,
Like you got to
yeah,
get them on the podcast, bro, because it's
yeah.
like they're really doing things too, and they came and they really had nothing. They didn't have a game.
I know, I know,
You
I
know what I'm
know.
saying? So it's really like it's something tapped in that there's a mindset that that
Yeah.
was installed at us at that time that made us chase greatness, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
like it's the Ville, is that? No, it was a group of people
That
around
had it
that bought
together.
in and had an
Yes.
attitude, dogs. That was like,
Yes.
oh no, you're not gonna outshine me. Like,
Yes.
dude, I don't care if it's straight A's, I'm getting straight A's too.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to, I'm
Raina.
making,
That's how Raina and Shay was. We was in the same classes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was competitive all
Mm-hmm.
around, man. It was just different, man. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And a lot of, it was different at that time because a lot of people, it was different transfers, different hoods at the Ville at the time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
man, it made it a unique situation because it gave
Mm-hmm.
it like different type of swag around. It
Yeah.
wasn't
I
just
agree.
Ville to St. Clair stuff.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying?
I agree.
It gave
I agree.
different swag. You got different type of identities in there,
Yeah.
man. And it was a nice time, man.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of people that really got greatness out of that. Like, you
Yeah.
feel me? And was able
Definitely.
to achieve things in life, man, and be
Definitely.
somebody. You talk about Brittany Anderson as a principal was a
Yeah.
principal at Packer Harry Middle School. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's dope. Like,
Yeah.
like, so it's things that's going on, man, that comes from there, bro,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
we know how to persevere. No
Right.
matter
Right.
what,
Get
we
through
ain't
it.
failing.
Always
No matter
fighting.
what we
Right. No
pushing
matter
through, you
what.
can't fail. You can't fail, bro. I don't care what
Right.
you're going through.
Right.
And that's tough for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
especially come from the realm that we come from football, bro.
Exactly.
Like, you
Exactly.
get out that realm of football, you get out of that safe haven
Mm-hmm.
of people protecting you, and then you don't know what to do. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
make it to the NFL. What do
Yeah.
I do?
A lot of guys
Did you go through
fall.
that?
Yeah.
Did you go through that, bro? Did you go through that bubble of trying to find yourself after football?
like that was gonna be one of my topics, man. Man, yeah, of course I did. Like because for me, obviously, I feel like I was hard on myself. I think as athletes, we're always super hard on ourselves. So coming out of college, I had a decent year, but I had a couple injuries, things like that. I felt like I underachieved in college. So had a couple NFL tryouts. I played 2 years of arena football, went 2013, 2016. So 2017 was really, I think I was 27, 28. I was deciding to hang it up. Like, all right, I'm done. I did my due diligence. I did what I can do. And I was going to ask this, but it was a hard time for me. It wasn't a period. It wasn't a day. It wasn't a month. It was a year thing, bro, because I had literally a 21, 22-year relationship with football. Like I excelled in academics, but I always was playing a sport, football, basketball, shot put. So like I was always doing something. So to put in my conscious mind that, okay, I'm never going to do this again. Like I'm never going to put a helmet on again. I'm never going to put shoulder pads again. It's done. Like it was hard for me because I'm left standing there like, man, who am I? Like I like doing outside of football. Like take football out. Let me act like I never played for 20 years. What else am I interested in? And I noticed that all the things that I was interested in, I stopped doing at a young age. Sketching, writing, acting, dancing, like anything in the arts. I did all that stuff as a young kid, but I played sports too. But once I got good in sports and they started to kind of take over, I stopped doing all those things that I like doing. So that's what I noticed. So that's when I started sketching again. That's when I started looking into acting. That's when I started like just I had to go to therapy. Because I had a couple of breakdowns. Just all those different things. I really had to work on myself and figure
Right.
out what I truly like to do, who I was, because I felt like I didn't know who I was like when football was over. Is it the same thing for you, or did you know what you wanted to do? Because I feel like it's different for every guy. Some guys that transition is easy, but some guys it's harder. It's harder than others.
I think no, bro. I'm in the same boat as you, man. Everybody, all of us thought we was spoiled. We saw Ted and Dante and Troy and Pierre. We thought that was everybody's destiny that came through there. So definitely it was a heavy blow. And I think my blow started to happen a little bit early. So my transition still was hard.
Okay.
But my blow started to happen early once I transferred from Illinois to Toledo.
Toledo, yeah.
To once my son was conceived at 19, you feel me?
Yeah.
And like real life hit, like it started to.
Yeah.
Okay,
you got to take care of another human.
Yeah, and then my opportunity is like, dang, okay, now you didn't go to Old State, bro. You went to Illinois. Now you transferring.
Yeah.
Now you going to lower school.
Yeah.
Like, what's your odds now? And
yeah.
then now, the MAC, it ain't sweet. You got
yeah.
Eric Page there, Kenny Stafford there. You
got they had some
guys
dogs
that really can ball. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to learn the playbook again. You got to prove yourself again. And you like, okay, this is football. This is the business of football. This ain't nothing personal. This is the business of football.
Right.
And started to transition in there. And I can remember my senior year where it was just like, I'm at my senior year, I just want to have fun. My last year playing football.
What was that, 2013? 12?
12.
Okay.
2002. So I'm still knowing, you get people talking, you know how it is, like you prospect, things like that, but you don't really know what that is, bro.
Yeah.
You really don't know, like, people might think because we come from Cleveland, we knew what that meant, but they don't really mean nothing.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
It really
but
don't.
It can make you think it means something, you know what I'm saying? And so you thought you had possibilities.
Yeah.
You feel me? Still, as the season goes on, and you know how it is, the combine, great experience.
Yeah.
You just be like, I'm blessed to have this great experience to work out in front of NFL
all
scouts.
32 teams,
Yeah, all 32 teams. But even going through training, man, I ripped my quad right before a week before training, bro.
Oh wow, before pro day?
Before pro day. My bad, yeah, man. Before pro day. Training be right before pro day.
Those injuries be killers, man.
Oh man, I'm playing like the hybrid tight end at that point. That's where it's really coming out. Like I had a good, decent film at Toledo. Nothing crazy, brother.
Yeah.
But when you talk about the potential of you being 6'4", 250, and you can run 4'5", 4'4", it doesn't matter. You're gonna get a chance.
Yeah,
I knew that. I knew that. We knew that.
Easily.
And you rip your quad, bro.
Man, that's what I'm saying. And it's out of your control. That's something you can't even really control.
It's out of your control. I get a little rookie minicamp tryout for the Browns, which was a great experience. Do well, but it's still a numbers game. You understand that?
It's a business, always.
Hey, it's a business. Like, so you accept that, but then like you say, you couldn't accept right after life hits. You know what I'm saying?
It hits you like a ton of bricks.
Oh man, it hits you, brother, and you making decisions. You release in different ways. You find women to release off of. You find relationships to release off of. You start doing different things you never even done. Like, man, what am I doing?
Exactly.
Who am I being right now?
Man,
you know what I'm saying,
bro? It's crazy that you say that, man, because that was the big thing for me. 2012, 2012 NFL draft didn't get picked up. I had to move back home to Cleveland. And what's crazy is my parents were probably in a worse position when I graduated college than they was when I went to college.
For sure.
So like you said, it hit you like a ton of bricks. I got a degree. I'm a solid dude, smart guy. I'm putting in applications. I'm not hearing nothing back. I'm thinking in my head like, damn, I did what they told me to do. I graduated. Okay, I'm still training for the NFL in case I get a tryout, but obviously I need a job. I got to pay bills, and I wasn't getting anything back. And like you said, you start in spaces and doing things that ain't really you. And I didn't get into any spaces, but the darkness started to come. I kind of walked into a dark place. I started looking for shortcuts or different things that I could do because I was broke. Like, and I had bills to pay. And luckily, I had to dig deep and really just tell myself, like, Brian, like, bro, first off, that ain't you. Like, this ain't you. Like, you want to keep fighting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Figure something out that's you, but understand that that's not you. And luckily, I had the wherewithal to get myself out of that darkness because I was really close to, doing some different things. And, we both are in the city. So what some guys into, in the city, but I had to work myself through it because I was really close to maybe taking some of those kind of activities, man, because like life was hitting me. I was young. I was 23, 24. But I knew that wasn't me, but I also knew that I couldn't be in Cleveland anymore. And so that's when I actually ended up moving to Atlanta, kind of on a whim. I didn't have a job or anything like that, but I had some college friends who were there. They told me that black young professionals are thriving in Atlanta. I had never been. So I just felt like that I kind of had to get out of there and kind of just do my own thing. But that's so powerful, like you said, man, like that darkness and things will come that that ain't you. And if you don't have the wherewithal to tell yourself, like, nah, that's not really me, like you could into that darkness and stay there. And we both know some guys that had to go through those kinds of pains and trials and tribulations and stuff like that. So, man, it's a wild experience for real.
No, for sure, bro. I've been through a lot of transitions through that experience, man. I had kids, been married, divorced type
Yeah,
situation, man, and
yeah.
you hurt people because you're not ready to heal yourself. And
Right,
we would
right,
be, I would be remiss if I say you're not still going through a few layers of that
right, right.
now.
It's a
Of
never-ending journey. It never
it's a
stops.
never ending, and it's just a point where I start to realize how blessed I am to come out of it.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So
On the
some
on
people
on the
don't
better
never come
side.
out of it.
Exactly,
Yeah, and
exactly.
I got an opportunity that the creator created in me
Mhm,
to have
mhm,
opportunity to live how I want to live. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying?
mhm.
Eventually and free, and you can see like, okay, it come back.
Yes, yes, yes,
It,
all
it,
the time.
it can come back if you stay consistent, and it's destined for you. And it
Mhm.
wasn't just football; it was your greatness.
Right,
What
right,
do you what you want to be great at? What you want to find as your niche? What's your purpose? You know,
right,
I'm definitely on that now, bro.
right,
Like, okay, this is my purpose. You
right.
know, yeah, we work with the kids and look all good, but yeah, I get tired. But my
Yeah,
purpose keep me going. I don't get tired
right,
anymore. I get through that now. I'm like, hey
right,
man, this is what I'm doing.
right,
This is
right.
what I'm living for. This is
Absolutely.
even on this podcast. Who we talking to? Who we talking to? What we talking about?
Mhm,
Who we gonna
mhm.
inspire? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you start to live for that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? You start to understand why to live as a leader, why
Mhm,
you created.
mhm.
You
And that's what
start,
keeps you
I
going.
started to, and yeah, I had to like do that type of things. Like, man, I started taking my mind to different places. Let me start researching the origin of the black man.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
start researching the origin of this, the origin of that. Let me
yeah.
start educating myself. Let me start reading some books.
Mhm,
Let me
mhm,
start really listening to some self empowerment, some affirmations for myself, bro,
mhm, mhm,
to
mhm.
build myself. I was
Exactly.
like, you had to say, okay, I don't need nobody to build me anymore.
Right,
I don't
right.
need a coach to tell me what to do. Like, let me center into myself.
Yeah, you gotta do the
What's
work
here,
yourself. Yes,
yeah, what's here and what's here really works. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
So tap into it. You know what I'm saying? And
yes,
believe in
yes.
it. I
Absolutely.
think that's really what helps me. What helped me too to come out of that, like that,
Mhm,
to be like, okay, that's why you have to come out of it
mhm,
because
mhm, mhm.
everybody goes through that. I don't care if you Brett Favre, you like
Yeah,
everybody has to
every
come out of it. So come
yes,
out of it. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And really, you think about football, man. Football takes some of our so many of our community leaders out of the game
Mhm,
for football, and I'm talking
right.
about the game of life
Yes.
because we're so you know how football you got to be locked in. It's like you have to turn your emotions on and off all day. I got to
Right,
run through you 100 miles per hour, try to kill you, but then I got to be nice doing it.
right, right,
Like,
right,
so you really have to compartmentalize your life all the time to get focused on that one thing because it's like war with your body and mind every day.
right, right,
You get what I'm saying? So
right.
like you think about all that energy we do playing football, we could also have to figure out a way to do it in our communities.
Exactly, exactly.
To do it at our homes, do it with your brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Not
Exactly.
just be saying the whole tool is football because it's not.
Right, it's
And
not,
that's why
right.
brothers like us is out now, like to be like, hey man, it's something bigger than football. Like that's gonna end one day.
Exactly.
But
It's
start working on your transition now,
earlier.
mentally,
Exactly,
so
exactly.
it don't smack you so
So it
hard,
don't smack you
and
when
you
it
can't,
happen.
yeah, and
I'm
you can't
telling you.
come back from it. You know,
Exactly.
because
I'm telling
sometimes
you.
you can't come back.
Yeah, and
You can't come back, bro.
it's funny that you say that. You know, I had Ted on earlier what May of 2020, and he was talking about
Mm-hmm.
that how you know he's planning to implement certain programs like what we doing now, like more technology based programs
Mm-hmm.
as far as making YouTube channel, as far as hosting, as far as you know whether it's singing, dancing, acting, whatever
Mm-hmm.
you know arts. But he wants to implement programs like that for the guys now that you all are coaching to
Mm-hmm.
give them an outlet to so they can kind of see how to create certain things because
Right.
and also so they can see if they have an interest in it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like you said, compartmentalizing what you like and understanding that football is going to end one day, but when it does end, you have try to already know what you like to do outside of football before it ends. Don't
Right.
figure it out when it ends because like you said, you're gonna have to do some work. It's gonna be some dark times. It's gonna take a while for you
Mm-hmm.
to work yourself out of that. So start trying to figure out what you like as far as whatever outside of football, you know, before it ends. And that's why he said that he wants to create programs like that early on. So, you know, they're already going into college knowing like, okay, yeah, I'm on a football scholarship. I really like playing football. This is what I'm passionate about. But I also got a YouTube channel, or I also maybe started a small t-shirt business, or, you know, I'm also passionate about other things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
knowing that at a young age, it's going to make that transition so much more easier.
For sure. For sure, man. It's just equipping them with the tools to be successful in life, man. You think about you show. I guess people gotta give you kudos because you really have took the jump and you tapped into some modeling. You've been doing acting. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I got something up my sleeve where I'm about to tap into at least some modeling. I don't know about the acting yet, but it's inspiring to know, like, man, we can do whatever, man. Live life.
I'm telling you.
Try to do it as much as you can, because once you 65 and 70 and elderly,
it's
like,
over
it
with.
slows down. Don't nobody love you like that.
All you gonna do is have stories.
Yeah, stories.
And you're not gonna be able to control who want to listen.
Right. So you better make it so many great stories so that the people do want to listen. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like really live and exist to your highest level, man.
I'm telling you.
So I think that's great, man. I think we in a great path of the people that's trying to do something, man. That's trying to get an understanding to get these kids something more than just what we had. And what we had was great, but it's one person.
What we have is great. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but you start using all of those trees and start to plant different seeds in these kids, man. And who knows what these kids might do, man.
Exactly. And I think
we're gonna be
all are doing
Steve
it.
Harvey, the next. I mean, we all. It's not like I tell you, same thing with football, bro. We do different things confidently because we know we got guys out here when it's time to pull on y'all. We can pull on y'all and it's ready to go. Like, because you're building what you're supposed to build. You feel me? And we got guys like Ted building what he's supposed to be building.
And it's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's funny. I remember like you already kind of planted that seed last year when you saw that I was like I've been writing commercials and writing short films and directing and kind of just making my own content, producing my own stuff, writing my own stuff. And you planted that seed last year, like, hey man, like, you know, when the time is right, like, I think we should try to come up with some ideas or make it some commercial kids or, like, you know, tell us some stories, you know, that they could be a part of and stuff like that. So it's funny, like, you already planted that seed, and like, so it's great to see that you already kind of thinking like that, because that's always how I've been thinking. Even I'm doing this, like you said, the modeling and the acting and the writing and the hosting, creating my own content, things like that. It's already in my head. I already got a lot of ideas of what I can do back in my community. Like, and so it was dope to see that you reach out to me and kind of plant that seed, because I had already been thinking like that. So it was cool that you kind of saw that too. And, you know, we was kind of on the same, in the same realm of thinking. That was dope. Definitely.
Yeah, and I guess I just want to use this platform just to explain to anybody that's from where we from and know who we are, man. Anything that got dealing with youth, if you build something, we got the kids to be attached to it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. We don't have to be together every day to understand we doing business. If you do what you need to do, it's kids back in Cleveland that needs, like you say, don't need to just be always hearing from me. They need to hear from you. They need to hear from other guys that come from where we from, because we didn't, because everybody was so young.
Right.
Ted couldn't come back because he was doing his thing. Pierre couldn't come back because he was doing. So now we're a little older and we're still youthful.
Exactly.
So let's come back and give some of that back to this generation. And,
absolutely.
And it ain't if guys got ideas, we down.
Absolutely.
We talk about it. We know what we stand on: professionalism, leadership, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's what we about. So anything, bro, that you building, you know, you tapped in, man. Once you're ready and you want some kids to be involved, you know what I'm saying? Because we can't do it all.
Right.
If any man out here think they can do it all by themselves, they're a fool. And it takes a lot of people to get where we trying to go. You know,
right.
Guys
it takes a village.
Guys like Rich Paul and Brian has set this tone.
Exactly.
Like, they're not like we should admire. They have set the tone where we can get, and where we're gonna get. You feel me, bro? So man, I'm always paying attention, brother.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I kind of, it's a question that I forgot to ask you about your decision in Illinois, and I'll get next. But I want to kind of plant this seed. I want to put it. I'm trying to put together a round table, not kind of like the shop vibe, but not really like that. Kind of put our own spin on it. But I think that if we can get a bunch of powerful voices in Cleveland, so just to give you an example, me, you, somebody like Arville, then somebody like a Curtis Young, and then somebody like a Ray Small, who had some turbulence after football, and then I know a guy named Brandon Kavanaugh. He works for Clutch. He works with Rich. He went to Warrensville, but he knows the agent side of things because he's been with Clutch since 2012, since they launched. So I feel like if we could get and then getting like an older generation guy like Coach Ginn, and then maybe getting like 2 or 3 younger guys that's 15, 16, still trying to figure it out. If we get everybody in one space, one roundtable space, and we talk current events, and we talk Cleveland culture, and we talk growing up in the 70s, and then growing up in the 90s, and then growing up now in the 2000s. They got YouTube, internet, things that we didn't have. So that's the idea that I have, and I kind of want to just plant that seed for you because I know I want you to be a part of it, but I also know that you will know some of the youth that will be able to speak in a round table environment like that. Yeah. So I want to plant that seed because that's an idea that I have, and I'm trying to just stay calm because I get so excited when I get these creative ideas. But really just putting in the work and taking it step by step and understanding how to run out a space and then get a production crew and just all those different things. Having the right editor to do the post production and then locking in the scheduling with guys and just all those kind of things. So I know I need some help, but I'm just planting the seed.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Our liaison, and G got a lot of spots where you ain't got to get no space. He got his own situation where a nice space where you could do it at, and it'd be easier to get guys there. So that's easy, nothing but a conversation, and you saying what day you gonna be here, and I have everybody you need on my end here there for you. So that's done. Just put a date on it, bro.
Definitely. I'm planting that seed. I'm definitely looking at the spring for sure. Spring, summer, maybe May. May, June, because we don't know what's gonna happen with COVID. This thing seems like it's gonna be forever. So I'm trying to just navigate my way through that and that.
But they just mask up. Just mask up. We see the great thing about what people need to know. Get your own.
Yeah.
Because once you got your own, you just follow the protocol. Put your mask on. You can still operate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that ain't no problem, bro. You know what I'm saying? Put the mask up, and we could be right there with the mics talking about it, bro.
Exactly.
It has to happen, but yeah.
Exactly. Oh yeah, we gonna make it happen. I want to plant that seed. But the question I forgot to ask you is, like I told you in your DM, I felt like this was so free thinking, but obviously we all know you were a top recruit in 2008 or 2007 season going into 2008. Me and Bruce was in Iowa City. We just knew that you were going to Ohio State. we had heard when you got the offer. So we're like, all right, there, our boy Cordale, he's going to Ohio State. He got that offer, and then out of nowhere, you committed to Illinois. So what went into that decision, right? Because all the top guys, as we know from the Ville, always go to Ohio State and have pretty good careers there. What went into your decision to choose Illinois? But more so than anything, like where did that courage come from? I felt because from my viewpoint, that appears so courageous because every neighborhood expect you to go to Ohio State. And like you said, you were from there, you were raised there, and so I just felt like that was so courageous because I know people were probably looking at you, man, what are you doing? Like what's so just give me an inside look on what went into that decision. How did Coach Ginn take it? Because we always listen to Coach Ginn. Whatever he says,
right.
We listen to him. So how did you take it? And then did you get any backlash? Did you get any like little slick comments from people in the neighborhood or just anybody in your grade saying like, man, you should go to Ohio State. You may want to rethink that. Just kind of give me an inside look on that because I thought that was so monumental. And I was in Iowa City. We was in Iowa City grinding, just trying to put on ourselves. But I thought that was so that even we're in our 30s now, but it still stands out to me in my mind.
Right.
Today.
Yeah. I appreciate that, bro. I guess, man, I got to get kudos first when you talk about. Let's just go to the 18-year-old self of myself. You got to get kudos to the Illinois staff, Coach Ron Zook, Eric Ford, Mike Loxley, top tier guys, man. You know what I'm saying? And they was recruiting me, and it was great guys there that was really as being Vontae Davis, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they had some
guys
ballers.
Guys that was giving Jeff Cumberland, guys that was embracing me as same as what I had back home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I seen as me as a leader, man, I always been told in my brain like I'm a leader. Like as a kid, my mom and grandmother always installed that in me.
Yeah.
And it really, it's not just cliche, like it was resonated, like something different for you, you know what I'm saying? And I always take that approach. That's just, I'm talking 18-year-old self, brother. And I'm like, hey man, they recruiting me. I go get there. I can go there, put my own name on, create my own pipeline, because I'm the number 3 player in the state.
Yeah.
And I'm good.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I really wasn't worried. and I say, okay, that's a possibility at the time. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not understanding, and I go to 2 visits, bro. See, this is what you explain to people that I was a high end athlete. I really didn't know who I was, and I looked at like a cat like Terrell Pryor. He didn't commit till after
Yeah.
months after signing day.
Right. Right. You committed super late.
And with even how we was doing the track, we was playing football. I didn't go through the recruiting process like I was supposed to.
Right. Me either.
I didn't go to the USC. I didn't go to the Hawaii's because I'm running track. I'm committed to the system. I'm not enjoying my recruiting process. My mom not going to get recruited by Florida to see, okay, it's just bells and whistles. I'm not going to North Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing these coaches. I'm not going on visits.
Yeah, you didn't take all your 5 visits that you get.
Yeah, I didn't take them.
I didn't either.
So when you talk about just the conscious mind, I go to Illinois, great recruiting process. They bringing the whole staff into the field.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? The whole staff walking through the field, coming pulling me out of class. You can see they want you. Yeah. They don't know if it's defense, offense, but they want you. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with O State, but it was just a little mild moderate when you talk about the recruiting process.
Yeah, yeah.
So going to visit to Illinois is great. Going to visit to O State, it's cool because I'm with the homies. I'm with Mel, I'm with Smalley, we kicking it, but it's nothing spectacular. And then just being real, guys was going through what they was going through at the time at O State.
Yeah.
So I'm asking Smalley, like, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Should I come here?
Yeah. I remember Smalley and Rob, they wasn't happy with how they was being treated.
Nah. Yeah. No, they like, no, bro, like, go on your visit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we young and they young, so they don't really they going through their emotions at their time.
Right.
So
but they young, but we look up to them.
Yeah, we look up to them. So, just as an adult, harm no foul because guys and their emotions had to go through the rocks. They did.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to go through that layer of the process.
Yeah.
But that's what I took in. I'm like, man, oh, okay. And then I go through the process, and really while I'm in the recruiting room, I don't know that the idea for me is to change to defense. You get what I'm saying? I didn't know, like, I'm going to O State to play safety, which wasn't a problem, but I didn't know until I got into the recruiting room.
Oh, and they told you.
And I feel it. They don't really tell me. I'm in the receiver room. DeVere Posey in our class. We got DeVere Posey, Jay Saxenbarger, Terrell Pryor.
Oh, yeah.
Big class.
Yeah, that was a big class.
You feel me? So we in the receiver room, bro. I'm like Hazel. He really feeling DeVere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He really like, okay, what's up? But they ain't really no love. Yeah. So I'm like, but the defense got Tavere Johnson, they loving me. So I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Young, arrogant, bro. This ain't all level-minded thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we get in Trent's office before the situation. I'm like, what's up, Trent? What's going on, man? He like, yeah, man, we might want you to play a little bit safety type of situation. I'm like, y'all ain't tell me that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm like, okay, cool. But I had already went to my visit at Illinois before this.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, Tress, I want to wear 1. You know what I'm saying? Young stuff. He like cool. He like cool. But Freeman had that time. He like cool. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
You really going to defense?
Right. You're already requesting your number.
yeah. So just silly, bro. And so the feel wasn't there. Just still in the process of, I still didn't feel. If you ask me now, would I have still went to O State doing the decision again? No.
Yeah.
I probably would have went through all my process. And then if I still would have went to Illinois, I probably would have stayed. I wouldn't have left.
Yeah.
Because there still was great things going on for me there. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But I come out of Trent's office, and I get on the phone. I call G. I'm like, G, bro, I'm going to Illinois. This is after the O State visit. We ride back home to Illinois. Yeah. I mean to Cleveland from Ohio State. So I'm like, bro, I'm going to Illinois, man. Again, like, I remember this like yesterday. He like, hold on, I'm gonna call you right back, man. I'm like, no, man. I'm like, man, I'm going to Illinois. Like, I already told Wolf I'm coming there. Like, I called Wolf after I got out. Like, bro, I do not like Ohio State. I'm coming to Illinois. Yeah. Silly, man. It's just when you talk about it, you making me talk about this, bro. I have not even told this story. Like, on that situation. So it's silly.
So when Gen called you back, like, what did he say?
No, he never called me back that day. He said, "Man, come up to the school."
Okay.
The next day.
Yeah.
This one he just got Gen Academy, so we go to the first Gen Academy down on 40th. and he like, man, he salty, bro.
Bro, that's why I'm asking you. I know he hot.
Really,
I know he hot.
But he, Gen's so loving and so caring, bro.
Yeah.
He never really like he hurt more so like looking at my mom, looking at me like, what y'all talking about? This is what the plan is.
Yeah.
He like, and at the time my mom dealing with my stepdad, he like, man, bro, what you talking about? We ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Gen really like, bro, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I ain't going. I'm like, man, they don't like me there, man. Like that's how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? I can feel that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it really ended. Gen he respected it. You feel me? It was kind of crazy. Like Gen, like everybody probably thought Gen was gonna be like, no, you gotta go.
Yeah.
He was hurt. Like, why? Like, what you talking about?
Yeah.
But all right.
But he respected your reason why. You felt like they didn't want you there. Like the love, the camaraderie, the energy wasn't there for you.
Wasn't there. Yeah. Like I said, still to this day, I'm not gonna tell you just because whatever I would have went to a state, but I would have went through the whole process to know what it was business wise,
right,
to make the most logical decision for me, which ultimately probably would have been a different school. Right. You know what I'm saying, or staying somewhere.
Right.
So nevertheless, bro, Tress called me probably a little later. I'm in the grocery store. Tress called me like, Cordale, what's going on, man? He's like, man, I'm just trying to see if this what you really want to do. I'm like, yeah, Tress, man, I'm gonna go to Illinois, bro. Like, my mom made up.
Yeah,
he like tried to prompt me a few times, like, you sure? You know, I'm like, no, I'm good. Because also how it was too much, like you say, then there was also other people in the community, like, well, what you doing? Right. Trying to talk to me that I don't know.
Right.
So for me, it's like, oh man, I ain't about to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know you from
I don't know you. Yeah, and then me and Ted really didn't know each other like that as kids, because we saw each other, but we didn't know who he was. So
yeah, he's a lot older.
Him even coming to me at that time, I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear that. No, we what we've been through at the Ville. We like, man, where you been at?
Right.
Not understanding at that time, bro, he been doing what he do. But that's just all the process that I can understand. That's what I'm thinking at the time.
Yeah,
like, man, I'm going on my own, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, man. Illinois was great, bro. Coach Zook was a great dude. Even when I left, bro, he offered to redshirt me again to let me get my lifestyle in order after I had a kid, and really let me go through the preparations of it. Mm-hmm. But I just didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I was probably homesick.
Okay.
You feel me?
Hey, I was about to ask, what was your reason? What was your reason for leaving? You were just homesick, or you feel like
I mean, my son, bro. My son, I was too far from my son. Every time I was seeing him, he was just changing, bro. I still say one of the best decisions as a person I made. You know what I'm saying? Not for football, but for me to have a better relationship with my son, and for him to be there through the process of Toledo. Days my son was at practice or in meeting, just because they was cool like that. Nothing, weird where his mom would drop him off on the weekend, and he able to walk through the facility, things like that.
Dope. That's dope.
So, man, when you look back at it, got my degree from Toledo. I don't think I would have graduated on time from Illinois. You know what I'm saying? Because I played as a freshman.
Yeah.
So you just look at different things that played out for me at the situation. Everything, you'd be like, okay, it probably wasn't supposed to happen that way, but it worked itself out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And some things supposed to happen, and some routes could have been different. Mm-hmm. You understand your opportunities, where you got to take advantage of your opportunities. You get what I'm saying? And be thorough in your thinking, because more opportunities are going to come, but they might not be at that high level.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
To change lives. Like, you got like, I didn't understand me going to Ohio State. If I would have went, my mom would have been able to come to every game.
Yeah.
My cousins, my people would have been able to experience that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking like that until it's too late. You feel me? Not understanding, like I told you in the beginning, man, I don't think I really understood who I was and what impact I had on people around me, and how I could change their life just through my life experiences. Yeah. You feel me? For them just to be around.
Yeah, it's funny when I heard you speak about pipeline, because we had the same idea. We was coming with the same energy at Iowa because Arvell and Tweet went to Iowa in 06. And then when me and Jamil actually went on a visit together to Iowa, and Arvell hosted us, and I had a great time. Obviously, Mel went to O State. I ended up going to Iowa, but then Bruce got the offer late, so we go there 2007, right? Like before you commit, it's 4 of us there, and then Willie Lowe come on a visit. So we tell him, hey man, if you come, it'll be 5 of it. Like we were literally thinking like, okay, we're going to be the secondary pipeline. So like if Ohio State don't offer you from the Ville, okay, cool, come to Iowa. You got 5 of us here. Like at the time, it was probably like 9 or 10 guys at O State. So we like, yeah, we'll be the secondary Big Ten pipeline. Cool. We gonna put our stamp on it. And it hit me like a ton of bricks, bro, coming to my senior year. And I ended up being the only guy that stuck it out. Like Bill and Tweet ended up getting, Bill got kicked out for some BS. Tweet got kicked out because of grades. Will just walked away from football because he had some health stuff happen to him. Bruce walked away just because of the politics and the racism and the nepotism and everything that we were going through there. He just couldn't take it no more. We were trying to be strong, and he was trying to be strong, but he couldn't take it no more. So it's crazy, like you say, when you're young and you come with that energy, we like, man, we about to be the secondary pipeline. Like, damn, it's cool. Like, if don't nobody go to Ohio State, they can come here. And then it's funny, when you went to Illinois, we thinking like, if I don't work out, because I remember Justin Hardy went to Illinois, and the other guy, I think is
D'Angelo Bentley.
Yeah, D'Angelo. So I'm thinking like, and then after us, obviously Sean Draper came to Iowa as well. So I was just thinking about that in my head, like, man, what if all that stuff would have worked out? Like, imagine if you stayed in Illinois and them guys came, it was 3 of y'all there. It may have been more guys that come to Illinois than for us. If everybody had stayed, and it was all 5 of us there at the same time, maybe we could have got more guys. And then obviously Ohio State, there was a lot of guys at Ohio State. But it's cool to talk about those kind of things, even though they didn't pan out like we expected them to pan out. It's cool to just have that conversation. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, I think it's refreshing, man, and it's still a situation where it show you who you is, and it show you where as people we gonna take missed targets. We gonna miss some targets for sure. I don't say failures. We missed the target. We missed the mark on a lot of things in life. But you understanding, I still got that in me.
Yeah, exactly.
And podcasting.
Yeah.
And acting and dressing and talk. I got it in me. I got the it factor to achieve a high level of success. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely,
I appreciate the conversation, man. It's almost flowers because you almost don't know because you're going through the moments with yourself. You don't have as kids, you don't have out of body experience.
Exactly.
That's why we talk about meditating and stuff.
Exactly. You don't have those till you're older. Yeah.
You start to have the out of body experiences now, but then you really don't. You
don't even have those tools. You don't even know what that is. Like
you only really hear about out of body experience when I talk to people when there's trauma involved.
Yeah.
When you talk about somebody getting preyed upon and things like that. Yeah. People have the out of body experience, but you talk about just, hey, I know what was going on in this moment and I can see it.
Yeah.
No, you can't. So for you to be able to tell me that, bro, I appreciate it just the same way as I'm pretty sure a lot of people that get on here is like, hey, man, to relive their life and talk it themselves is like therapy. It's almost like
it is, man. Yeah, and that was actually in the ethos of why I started it as well. Obviously, the guest, the interviewee can talk through, relive some of that stuff, and like you say, it's a form of therapy. But me as the host, like some of the things that I speak about, it's a form of therapy for me as well. So I just got 2 more questions, man. You as an educator, you as a coach, like you said, you feel like this is your purpose, is why you are a living specimen on the earth, to be an educator, to be a coach. What are some of the things that you enjoy the most being in those kinds of spaces every day?
I just appreciate having the opportunity to give kids a chance to reach success, man. Give them a chance. A lot of folks. I look at Glenville a twofold way, man, because I have friends from different schools in the inner city that didn't get the opportunities that we got, and you just give kids a chance, man. I'm not educator myself where I'm in the classroom teaching, but I know I get the best educators around my students and
Yeah.
youth to give them the best opportunity to get knowledge, man, and understand this brain is
It's
powerful. You
powerful.
know,
Yeah.
you can think anything, and really for education to change the way we are educated as Black folks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Don't enable
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Our mind is very powerful. Don't even if you put a stigma, we have an IP. Okay, I'm gonna switch the IP into superpowers. I need a little bit more time to process all this information.
Yeah.
So I
But
need to take my time then.
I'm still
There's
gonna
nothing
process it.
wrong with
Yeah.
yeah. I'm still
Yeah.
gonna process it. You're not gonna say I can't learn it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So we deal
Absolutely.
with a lot of kids that got IEPs and things like that, man. And I want to change the trajectory
Mm-hmm.
on that because they putting a lot of our kids in it for no apparent reason.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And all it is that they need extra help, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
they might need a little bit of character development. They might need a little bit
Yeah.
of learning how to meditate, learning how to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
deal with their social emotional
Exactly.
learning. So just me to get into the field and put my hands really into the education field. That's what it's about for me, man. To
Absolutely.
change. I want to change
Absolutely.
it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And people don't understand how hard that is for a kid in the inner city, because especially if you're struggling absorbing information or struggling internalizing information to the point where you can spew it out, in a short amount of time. Um, a lot of times you being made fun of because your peers, a lot of them maybe wasn't raised right to respect everybody, or even if they respect, they get jokes. So you feeling anxious, you feeling embarrassed, and then that messes with your ability to learn as well. Because you feel from your peers that you can't do it and things like that, but then you still got to try to give your best and do your due diligence to learn. So all those kind of pressures, man, it gets tough on a kid.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean,
especially
and
in
it's
our
hard.
especially in our area.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
some kids didn't care. Like they would let you have it. Like
yeah. I mean, I think in every area has their struggles, and it's up to the adults. You know, what makes you an adult? What makes you the superior at the time for that generation, and what are you doing? Are you just living your own life, or are you doing something to give back to the youth to help
mhm,
them? You know what
mhm,
I'm saying? So we all in every generation have that issue. Just like right now, hey, yeah, I'd rather live in our generation than this generation. When you talked
yeah,
about, hey, you had to worry about just somebody cracking jokes on your outfit,
yeah, yeah.
and now
Now you
kids
got
is,
social media.
I mean, and then you got kids killing each other that's 12, 15 years old.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? That's ridiculous.
yeah,
So it's a different game now, and then you isolated away from your kids with the COVID. So
hmm hmm
there's a lot you didn't they trying to give us 2 years away from getting in these kids' minds effectively because
yeah,
kids got to go to school to talk to that one teacher that's changing their mind every day
yeah, yeah,
or get away out of the house. So
yeah.
it's a lot of it's just like Brian, man, it's just a lot of work to be done in our
Mhm.
communities, and I feel like how fast can we do it, and how sustainable can we keep the work up? So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's education right now, but man, it might be homeless
Yeah,
and prevention in
yeah,
10 years. It's
yeah,
everything. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? It's everything. It's just what we in now because we can't just leave these kids once they get 18.
Right, right.
We
Yeah,
got to have jobs for them. We got to put them in position. We got to have professional develop. We
yeah,
got to continue to guide these kids all the way to they almost adults. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
give them the best opportunities, man.
Absolutely. Put them in a position to win. That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Last question, bro. What would you say is Cordell Scott's after effect 20+ year relationship of sports? Like you said, you started playing when you were 9, you're in your 30s now.
Mm-hmm.
The through the lessons, through the wins, through the losses, through the injuries, through the transfer, just
Right.
this whole experience. What were some lessons that you learned that you will take and you ingratiate even into your kids now when you teach it, into your kids now when you coach it, into your personal kids, just as we try to push the culture forward?
I think one big fundamental thing I learned is development.
Mm-hmm.
When you're going through the process of life, you got to give people time to develop and get like love and understanding. Some
Mm-hmm.
Coach Ginn always go by,
Mm-hmm.
and for yourself and for understanding what you're doing or what you're going through at that moment of time.
Mm-hmm.
So development. I learned patience. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Going through like I say, going through that Illinois process, if I could relive it. A lot of guys always ask me that what I had went to Ohio State. I would have stayed at Illinois
Right.
and finished it through. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And figured it out just, and when you talk about you got boys now, if I was my dad at that time, I'd have told them finish.
Yeah.
Let's figure out whatever we got to do something for you to finish. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, having patience and seeing things through, going through the process patiently, not complaining, not with no negative energy, like embrace whatever things that come because it's gonna build you. You know what I'm saying? Nothing gonna come to you. Nothing gonna come to you as a person if you producing good energy. You know what I'm saying? The bad. Nothing that's gonna kill you. Nothing like that. It's probably gonna be a struggle, but it ain't gonna take you out because the realm you in. So embrace the tough times. You know what I'm saying?
Embrace the tough times.
And be patient in that. Enjoy the process, bro. And also, bro, just like for guys that's getting out of football, man. Don't think football is a whole life. You feel me? Like you somebody besides that football, bro. And to the young kids that's playing, like figure out who you are, why you playing football, and what football is doing for you. It's gonna build you discipline. It's gonna get you great habits, great characteristics, great unselfish ways. You know what I'm saying? So football gives you all that. So football is a blessing, man. To this day, football has changed my life. I'm able to build an organization for myself that feeds my family off me picking up a football. So football is a tool that we have that we can really
it's a vehicle,
man. But
it's a vehicle.
Yeah,
As a vehicle. Yeah.
For sure, bro.
That's a powerful after effect development and you know, embracing the tough times and figuring out who you are while you still playing, you know, so that transition is that much easier for you. That's such a powerful after effect. I appreciate you for sharing that. That's actually all I had, man. But something that I've been trying to pride myself on doing, like you said, you were talking about flowers earlier, but I've been doing this on every one of my episodes. I feel that you just as black men, I don't feel like we give each other flowers enough, right? And 2020 was the weirdest year to date. We've never had to walk through a coronavirus pandemic. We've never seen family members get sick, family members away due to something like this. So I just want to tell you, face up as a man to man, all the accolades, all the accomplishments. We've been, like I said, we've been knowing each other since 2006, 15 years now. All the accolades, all the accomplishments. I'm super proud of you, bro. Always respected. Your open-mindedness, your willingness to befriend people from different neighborhoods, people from different walks of life, even as a youngin. Keep going, keep putting on in the education realm, keep putting on in the coaching realm, continuing to push our culture forward and really being knee deep, you know, in it and touching these kids every day. I want to give you your flowers and show you that love while we both still here, bro.
I appreciate that, bro, and I'll just give it right back to you, man. I appreciate you creating this platform for us to be able to talk and express ourselves. And I just challenge you, bro, to continue to challenge us to talk about real things to change, man. Put on for what, not just for Cleveland, but for what's the cause, man. Have guys. I love the questions, bro, and I would love to get on here to talk about things non-football related real soon when we can talk of culture change and what we think is men and what things we deal with to put it on the surface so we can have topics out here to talks amongst men to break some of these cycles that we've been put in.
Absolutely.
Let's break some of the fatherhood cycles. Let's break some of the not keeping up with our community cycles. You don't have to be a part of a religion to have some substance behind it.
Absolutely.
You can just be as who you are as a man. That could be your character, and that's what you stand on. So, bro, I'm excited, man, to see how this platform is gonna grow, bro. I appreciate being in the foundation works of this.
Yeah.
And bro, I appreciate just knowing you, man, for who you gonna be and being able to be a part of somebody else's greatness. And I like that, bro. Now I never was that type of dude to be like, oh yeah, that's my homeboy. That's all. But now to have people in higher places, man, and that's doing what they need to do, man, it's appreciative and it's an honor, man, to know you, man. Who knows what we gonna do together, bro?
Exactly.
You feel me? Real talk. So I appreciate the opportunity, man. This is my first podcast to do, so I appreciate the opportunity. It makes me want to talk more.
Talk more, yeah.
So I appreciate you, bro.
Exactly, man, and I receive all that, and I also receive that push. It's been on my mind. I've been wanting to do kind of you know, like a mental health or like coping skills episode, and so I'm glad that you kind of gave me that push, and I know that you could be a part of it. It may just be Zoom, but I've just been trying to think of what guys I could have in it. It may only be like 4 to 5 guys, but like you said, we can kind of have that round table to kind of talk as far as mental health, as far as you know, what parts of life makes the mental hard for a black man, right? Because
Yeah.
like you said, we've been black our whole life, and we've had to walk through so many different experiences, even from you going to Champaign, Illinois from Glenville, me going to Iowa City, Iowa from Glenville, and even as youngins going out to Solon or going out to, you know, Minner or any of those predominantly white neighborhoods, and like we've already experienced these kinds of, like, racism or being looked at weird, and we know that we're good guys. We know that we're good kids. We got good heads on our shoulders, but not being able to control the narrative, and then, you know, understanding mental health, understanding what affirmations are, understanding what coping skills are, like, because like I was talking about earlier, we have the hard stuff. We grew up in that, like playing football, competing, never quitting. We have all that, and a lot of people don't have that, so we're blessed to have that. But as far as that other piece, that other mental piece, that other mental piece of waking up daily, like people look at me weird when I say, man, you know, my daily process is I wake up 10 minutes early and I'm playing meditation music in the morning every day as I'm getting ready for my day, as I'm getting ready for work. And then I may have to sit there for 2 minutes and close my eyes and think about what I'm grateful for. Be thankful and grateful for breathing, right? And then just things like going to the chiropractor, like getting air released out of your bones and improving your bone density. All these things help your cognitive. They literally give you more control of your brain. Like, you're able to make more conscious decisions. If someone is yelling, if someone has a super bad attitude, instead of you spazzing on them, because you've done that work, you're able to kind of think of a better way to get to them, right? Instead of feeding that same kind of like negative, aggressive energy. Like, but you have to do the work to get to that space. And I think that it's taboo. Me talking about this kind of stuff, black men talking about this kind of stuff, it's taboo. Like, guys, like, what? Like, you know what I mean?
I think it is, but then it ain't, bro. I think we had a standstill where you can create what you can create, and as we see around this world, everything that's going on has been created by some person now. Yeah. So you have an ability where you think we need to learn something, right? So you got a platform where it doesn't matter if it's taboo or not. The people that need that knowledge, and when you put these things out here, that information gonna get to them, and they gonna seek it more.
Exactly.
This ain't really like, and I'm trying to get myself to understand and people around it. Some things that we got ain't for everybody.
Right.
But guys that need to hear it, somebody like me need to hear it, a leader, a guy that's trying to find himself, a guy that looks like you, some of our brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if they don't say something, they might need to hear it. It might need to go through their frequency one time.
Right.
So
they receive what they hear. Yeah.
Whatever they hear. So some things that ain't taboo, bro, is you.
Yeah.
And the world needs you to say it. You know what I'm saying? And they can't really, like, we understand we getting into that point of we have a little bit more influence on people's minds and our own. So you at a point, man, where you can create something to have a positive influence on people's mind, bro. Just like anybody else. Just like Jay-Z, bro. Just like Steve. That's what you think, bro. Yeah. Teach us it. You know what I'm saying? Speak on it, man. I believe that, man. I wholeheartedly believe in that, bro.
Definitely. So yeah, I'll be looking to do that soon as well, man. So yeah, again, man, I thought that this was a super powerful conversation. I appreciate you carving out the time on this Saturday, man. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will definitely be talking soon, man. I'm excited.
No, real,
I'm excited.
real,
I'm excited.
Me too. Shoot me some messages, bro. I'll probably be trying to get to you February, bro. February, Black History Month, bro. I would like to get on this. I would like to get on this podcast with some kids.
Okay.
So find a topic. I can shoot you some ideas on the topic, but if you got ideas on the topic, bro,
that would be so dope, man. Yeah. Okay.
Let's get some kids on that. Shoot, when you think about it, just shoot me a date.
Okay.
So I can set it up and we could be at our place a bit.
Okay.
And make it happen.
Oh man, that's amazing. Hey, let's do it, man. I'll shoot a couple messages. I'll ponder at least today and tomorrow, and then I'll start shooting you messages possibly next week. So so we can put that together. I'm excited.
Where you at, Brian? You still in Atlanta? Where you at right now?
Yeah. I'm in Atlanta. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to tap in, man. Yeah, bro. Call me too, man.
Okay.
Let's get in. Let's make that thing work.
Definitely. We sure will, man. Well, yeah, we'll be speaking soon.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, bro. Peace.
Yeah, brother. All right, man.
So again, guys, wow, that was a really powerful episode with Cordale. I'm super really excited to get the new generation on this platform. As we approach February, like Cordale was just saying, we're gonna, try to get some kids on this platform for us to kind of get an inside look on how the generation thinks now. What do they think about Black History Month? Just all those kinds of things. So, and I'm super, super excited. This was a powerful episode 41. I hope you all tapped into that entire episode. And yeah, I know we're in the new year. We're almost finished with merch. I'm hoping that we have some people tap in with that and want to purchase some merch. And yeah, uber excited for the next episode and just continue to keep this thing going. So until the next time, peace. Subscribe to LSD TV to become an official member, but you already knew that, where we dig deep and find our hustle, and every single day we are better than yesterday. Subscribe.